Hello, YouTubers. It's Travis, and welcome back to the History of Draft project. If you missed what we're doing here, I got it in my head that we were going to draft every format that you could possibly draft on MTG Arena in order. So last week we did Ixalan. This week we're doing Rivals of Ixalan. And I'm also participating with additional content creators so you can kind of see the perspective of the other people who were involved in this draft. This week we were joined by Jake Brown, the Mana Leak, as well as my Degenerate Gaming teammates, Lord Kaiju and Vincent. So I'll get as many links in the description as I can for you to check those out. Enjoy this draft of Rivals of Ixalan and stay tuned for Dominaria next week. Thank you for watching. All right, let's do this. Welcome to Rivals of Ixalan, where we can slaughter the strong. Ugh. This pack is not bringing me joy. I like Hunt the Weak. I'm thinking about Hunt the Weak versus Resplendent Griffin here. Resplendent Griffin could be quite nice if you could get the City's Blessing going. I also liked Black-White a lot, but Hunt the Weak was just kind of a nice, solid removal spell. It really wasn't asking much from you, and it could just bonk something. So I don't think I mind starting on Hunt the Weak. Removal still very important here. Yes, and I can't say it now that I have a friend named Auntie. I blame the Finnish language for me not being able to pronounce it. But anti-league is what I'm talking about, where you put a card up for stakes. Okay, there's the second Resplendent Griffin, which I am still very interested in. Probably not to pair it with this. But I do think it's the best card in the pack by a decent amount. Okay, that's easy. You take it then. If we can get into blue-white skies, we can get into blue-white skies. If we can't, it's all right. I'm not willing to sit down and force dinosaurs for a Night of the Stampede. Like, this format had some real bombs in it. Staying open through most of Pack 1 is certainly not a bad thing. And there was a strategy which was take every Sailor of Means you see and then just splash everything. There's probably somebody at this table that's looking to do that. There may be several people at this table that are looking to do that. Our Baffling End was certainly playable. Heliopteryx was okay too. Like, I feel like we're just kind of getting past solid blue-white cards for now, so let's get in on them and see where they go. I don't mind the Grove Stalker either. That was a fine card. Spirewinder was playable too. Blue-white was quite good. I wish I'd taken the first Griffin, but like, Hunt the Weak is a little too good not to take. We could still be green-white, mind you. And I suppose we could potentially be Bant stuff, like there's uncommon duels and evolving wilds at common. Brontabro, huh? Brontabro and a Dreadmaw bro. I'm green something. Because this shouldn't still be here. That's a lot of people looking at Brontodon and passing. And this card was very good in this format. It's also just very good. But I can kind of put on green blinders now. Hunt the Weak and Brontodon's a really good start. And Dreadmaw was surprisingly good in this format. Juggleborn Pioneer is not bad. And it lets me just kind of settle into green. We could also consider taking the Kitesail Corsair, which I do like. I don't much care for the Mausoleum Harpy. Although it's fine. But I think maybe just like cutting green here is a good line for us. Because I don't know what I am yet, just that it's probably going to be green. Armasaur never made anybody go crazy. Neither did his Jade Bearer. The Augur was okay. You basically get a Brainstorm on a body, which is fine. I'm going to take the Traveler's Amulet. It's early enough, and there's enough splashable bombs that I might like to have access to this. I am feeling a little blue-greeny on the signals. We'll see where this takes us. Veteran's not bad. It's essentially the same thing as the Fox from Crimson Vow. Like, we're green. It's really good with Hunt the Weak too, because it, you know, gives you a platform to make it a 3 damage spell. Okay, that Corsair should not still be there, nor should the Water not. Those are all very good cards. I think the Corsair's a little bit better, but not by much. But I think my blue-green feelings are paying off for us here. Like, I hate passing the Water not, but Corsair can just win you games. It's a 2-1 flyer. I don't like in a format where that is incredibly relevant. So I think we've identified what people are not taking, and we can start just kind of zoning in on it now. Like, the Rig Hauler, there's nothing wrong with this Rig Hauler. Evolving Wilds is mighty nice, too. I don't have to be thrilled about it, but at this point I can literally splash anything with an Amulet and a Wilds. And if we end up straight blue-green, the Wilds will still be good. Goblin Trailblazer was okay. Maybe red opens up a lot. Ooh, I'll play this dude for sure. He's great. Yeah, Hunt the Weak used to be an incredibly powerful card. Like, power creep has made it a little less good these days, but it's still quite good. It's gonna hack that. Like, you could play those. I probably won't, but just for signaling purposes. This guy was playable too. Like, realistically, we're green, and I've got these things to choose from as other directions. Probably not the Griffin, as I don't think I'd splash for the Griffin, but I suppose you could. So, Forerunner of the Heralds gets me a Merfolk. which is cool. It could get me a Pioneer or a Grove Stalker currently. Probably our best bet out of this pack, because like I've already got targets for it, but it's not an exciting first pick. It's the only downside, but like it's fine, especially if we think we're getting into blue-green. This format, you always wanted to open a bomb because there were some real bombs, so it's always a little disappointing not to open one, but this is a solid card. Like, even if I end up in red, it's still going to be able to get me a Jungleborn Pioneer and put 2 counters on itself. Polyraptor, huh? I don't know how we're supposed to level to play that. We've got to do a lot of ramping to get to play that thing. But the Jungle Creeper is just really, really solid. Like, almost good enough to splash solid. There's also a Luminous Bonds if we wanted to keep white as an option. All right, the grown-up pick here's the Luminous Bonds, and potentially be ready for green-white. I would very much like to win this draft. I think I can actually pull that off here. Yeah, here's an Expel. Dang it, Bobby. I could splash the Luminous Bonds, and I could still play the Expel. Was I supposed to be blue-white the whole time? Pioneers are pretty good too, for reference. Like, more Pioneers make the Foe Runner even better. I think I'm going to double down on that for now. There's a possibility I was supposed to be blue-white the whole time, and I'm just entranced by this green. But that late Brontodon just kind of was screaming to me, you're going to get green cards in the last pack, so take them. Okay, this thing's actually mighty nice and plays a lot better than it looks. This one gets me a particular dinosaur, which is handy. And I've got some dinosaurs to get. It also pings everything for 1 damage. I remember the Pterodon just being a house in this format, though. I think I want to... This one doesn't do much, right? Mill yourself, and then get lands back. Okay. I'm down for a Raptor's Companion. This is starting to get kind of more green-white aggro, but I'm down for that. I have a suspicion we've got someone nearby doing 4 and 5 color shenanigans, because I'm not really seeing any bombs getting past, which will mean if they've managed to get all of the fixing, that they probably win the draft. If they didn't, they're going to be in a great deal of trouble. Dusk Charger is probably the best card here. The Neckbreaker was also kind of terrifying if you could get in the right deck. There's not really anything for here for us other than a Naturalize, unless we want to shift back to blue, and none of those cards are worth shifting blue for. I do remember Dusk Charger being a house, though. It just got very large very quickly. Hey, what's up, Benyu? We're going back in time and drafting some Rivals of Ixalan today. This is also being streamed by the Mana Leak, Uncle Cardboard, Vincent_246, and Lord Kaiju, if you would like to see other perspectives. Now, what if we was to take this Knight of the Stampede and then just gobble up a couple of high-cost dinosaurs and another 2-drop and call it a deck? I think I could respect that. Currently not playing the Traveler's Amulet, and there's really nothing I'd want to splash. Yeah, it played better than it looked, didn't it, Glacier? Like, it looked like a hill giant, but it was more than that quite frequently. There's another Knight. If I just focus on big dinosaurs in the last pack, I think we got something. I'd really have liked another Pterodon. These cards were surprisingly good. We could still kind of move into green something else if I really wanted to. This was a decent sideboard card too, but it's not coming back, Nick. Somebody's going to grab that and be like, let's build around it. We got streamers in the pod. They're looking for content. And it's kind of not even that good to ramp into. I may very well splash this Jungle Creeper. And or just switch to black depending on what we open. Like, this is telling me nobody at this table is playing green-black. And you may not think a 3-mana 3/3 that you can pay 5 to get back is that big a deal, but there's really no way to get card advantage in this format. Like, you could draw some cards in blue, but that's about it. Armasaur is not exactly what I'm looking for, but it'll work. So black's still on the menu. Like, we're looking at this and I've got, what, 4 white cards that I'm interested in? And the Luminous Bonds is very splashable. Yeah, we could end up playing any of these things. Probably won't, but we'll see. It's fun to go back and draft these old sets. Dinosaur Hunter was fine too. I don't think I want to arbitrarily mill myself. I don't see where that's doing anything for me. It is a fetchable Merfolk though. I may actually play that. Let's see what we've opened. Jolly's Sunwing was actually quite good. Glorifier of Dusk would close out a game. I kind of want all of its problem. But I think the Sunwing makes more sense. I also think we're just green-white now, which is fine. And the World Shaper doesn't really belong in green-white. Pick up a couple Stanleys, go. Daring Saboteur, you say? Dare we splash for what? I could splash for this Lightning Strike and be pretty happy. There's straight up nothing else here I would want. The question is, like, do we abandon it all and try to get into blue? I don't think so. That probably puts the Traveler's Amulet back in the deck, but that's fine. Yeah, Uncle Cardboard, that's Jake Brown, is also doing this. I mean, there's a Shapers of Nature, and I can fetch it. That means this deck is going to look a little different than what we thought we were doing. But that's okay. At least I think that's okay. Glacial Fortress makes this splash pretty trivial. To play the Luminous Bonds, I might even play something else. Like if I wanted to play the Pterodon, which I think I do, I could do that off of the Glacial Fortress, the Evolving Wilds, and the Traveler's Amulet pretty free. Yeah, let's do this. I think we're just in bounce stuff now. Pirate's Cutlass was quite playable too, even if you didn't have any pirates. I'd like one more top-end Dinosaur if I can find it. I remember playing this a lot, but I don't remember what it did. Instant or sorcery, put a counter on it, and if there's 4 or more, it bloops. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to do that. New Horizons gives us another piece of ramp. This was actually the best red common, believe it or not. And it was really, really good. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of that ramp. Guess we'll find out. I mean, at the low end, I could splash the Lightning Strike too. Play the Polyraptor I didn't take. Fair. Okay. Turns out green was open. I always felt like Polyraptor was ramping to a 5-mana 5/5, except it costs like 8. And I'm like, okay, how do I trigger it? And the opponent just kills it, and you're like, oh, okay, bye. Like, I guess you play Hunt the Week, or you Lightning Strike your dude, or something? Yeah, and then you got another one, potentially. And they couldn't chump block it. Like, it was okay. I'm having a really hard time figuring out what I'm supposed to be doing here, but I think it's going to change yet again. And that this is what I'm playing. It's good if you had enough merfolk, which we kind of don't. Ironically, this was fine too, but I just decided we're not playing that. So what if we were just in Bant stuff and just accepted that our mana's a little crumbly? Yeah, okay. Here we go. We're in Bant stuff. We're doing Bant things. Okay, there's a little something else to do with some mana. It is delicious crumbly mana, Luke. Sprinkle it right on top of your deck. Everything will be fine. I like that we've got the ability to fetch up the Shapers of Nature. Like, that's kind of a big game. I think the actual answer is I was supposed to be white-blue the whole time. Take the Sentinel Totem. It isn't technically a sideboard card. Got us a Jade Guardian. That's not bad. I don't really have any way to abuse it. Like, it's an imminently playable card. Still may not want it. It's probably better than the Pterodon Knight. Just because it's searchable. Okay, infinite free Jade Guardians. Cool. I don't think I want to. I can play this. I can play this. I'd like one more green 2-drop now that I've ended up here. And I may end up playing Aggressive Urge. We'll see. All right. Cool. Export to MTG Arena real quick. And I want to get a bracket done in case anybody closes this. All right, bracket. All right, I will be playing the Mana League first. My styles. I have styles for any of this. I didn't think I did. This is with 16 lands. No, this would be with 17. Yeah, I can just put Aggressive Urge in here, I think, and be happy. I think I like this. This is 9 green, 1, 2, 3, 4 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white. Because the deck is mostly green. I'm going to have some manner of mana trouble with this, and I'm kind of aware of that, and I sort of deserve that. But I don't think I'm unhappy with this deck. If we're playing the Mana League first, we can use our America sleeves. I can get behind that. All right, this is what we're doing. And we're going to win this draft. All right, round 1 versus the Mana League. It's all on the line now. I can work with this. Rooting for the green-white deck? I like it. We racing now. We are indeed pod racing. I wasn't sitting particularly close to John, was I? Like, it's not surprising that we'd be the mirror. All right, fine. I'm gonna have to block him now. He's got a handful of gas. I'm a little nervous about it. I can't really try to interact with the Brontodon or it's just going to turn into a 3-3. Like, it's just no good. Hopefully whatever he's got he'll use now, and then I can kill the Deep-Root Warrior. What you got, John? That's no big deal. Sadly, I still have to sit and block, but we can do that for a minute or two. If I had another dinosaur, we'd be chonking him every turn, but I don't. He was selling a combat trick earlier that he hasn't played. But sadly, I've drawn way too much mana. I don't think I actually have draws. So we would block here, block there, block there. Oh, okay. I do have draws apparently. Jungle Pioneer's our best bet, right? Dang it! I wanted to look. Oh, it goes on top too. You're right. You're right. It goes on top. Okay. We were dead anyway. This is just us looking. It's okay. It's okay. I thought it went to hand. I didn't mean to decline, obviously, but... Alright, so don't flood. That's important to remember. He has some auras. That's fine, too. I think he's basically doing our deck, but a little more aggressive. And I really wanted to have that Jungle Creeper against him, but I kind of didn't. How many dinosaurs do we actually have? I thought we had enough. We have 6. This should have vigilance some amount of the time, just not all of the time. Crafty cut purse to get the herd collar and his Squire's Devotion tokens. That's kind of cute, but I don't think realistic. And I don't think I can screw up my mana enough to get the Jungle Creeper in there. That's why I was saying I like the Jungle Creeper, because like eventually you're going to run out of stuff to do with your mana. And like we're playing 16-ish lands, right? Like I'm trying to cheese it as much as I can. I just cannot. This is what I got. We can pull this off. That was a bad draw. I had to twice as much land as him. Oh, it's rough, yo. Okay. This hand has a plan at least, which is kind of flood out. I could draw the blue mana and play that a little earlier. I can imagine that could happen. And I can always search that dude up if I need it. One more land and we're in business. No attack? Not really looking to get aggressive here either. Dang it, Bobby. I've got luminous bonds. This sucks. Want to see an old man Scoop do a combat trick? Oh. This is not ideal. Dude! Dude! Dude. This is why I couldn't find big dinosaurs. John had them all. Dude. That was brutal. Just brutal. I definitely got out Selesnya. All right, maybe we can do better in Dominaria next week. Because that's game over, man. Game over. And of course, a big thank you to my patrons. Thank you, Paul, Punk, Hero, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Basti, Rich, Michael, Brandon, and John. We'll see you soon.